We're live. It's Takeover Tuesday. Today we're fashionably late. I'm not sure exactly how fashionable we are, but we're definitely late. But it is time to go ahead and kick the show off. We're just going to do an abbreviated version this week. Thank you for joining us. And it is time for the Media Cafe by Mixed Deity presents Takeover Tuesday live cast. And this week we have some very interesting things going on. But before we get into all that, I'd like to welcome some guests to the show. First and foremost, let's hop right on in here. And ladies and gentlemen, who have we got? Who have we got in here today? We got I see a little Brandon in the spread. How you doing, Brandon?
It's a great day to be alive, Rock.
It's a great day to be alive. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. Welcome to Tuesdays. Tuesdays are always great to be alive. It's always great to be alive. And in my background here, you'll see we have if you want a close up without moving, you can just hop on the.
My phone doesn't have enough. If
All right.
I would be lagging everything.
No close up for you.
I'm okay with no close up. I think I look better from afar.
I didn't say it. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to Takeover Tuesday. We are still in our sort of beta test mode. I think we're episode 28 of beta testing. But, it's a perpetual evolution. I don't know what the show will ever be.
If you have a man that said episode 28, and they're at this state.
I'm pretty sure it's 28. Pretty sure it's 28.
By 28, they better be out of beta.
Yeah. New beta. So I'm excited to show off some new graphics today. All of the things I was unprepared for are byproduct of the things that I prepared.
That's very true.
Yeah, so it sort of makes sense.
And actually, when you saw that intro, it's worth the wait. It's very cool. It swishes, it whooshes.
It swishes and whooshes. Okay, so for introductions today on the show, I don't think we have any official guests. So it's going to be a short show. But we're going to be talking about Brandon's got some things prepared, so I'm going to.
No. Don't you sat here and
have anything prepared.
I've got I don't like what show is going on here? What is the show today? We're an hour late. You came in here, you did the intro, and then you're throwing it to me. What is the show? Like, I feel like you should hold the mic for a minute. What's that talk? What are the developments in your life, your business, or whatever? You set the agenda a little bit. Don't just you demand it to run the show. Get in here.
Today,
what's happening.
On today's episode, we have Brandon, who's going to be talking about whatever he talks about. It's going to be me. I'm going to be manically spinning around and doing the crazy shit that I do. And then we also have a couple of actual things. We're going to be taking a look at the Co-Creator Incubator. I'm going to go ahead and throw myself in the pitch gauntlet since we don't have any guests today. I'm sure I can come up with something. And we've got a new segment we're going to be checking out a little later called Who's Oppressing Me Now? And I think that's going to be fun. It's a little freeform. And we're also going to be looking back at some other things that have been going on recently in case you missed it. So why don't we go ahead and do that first and foremost. Let's see what happens. In case you missed it, there's been some exciting things going on in Atlanta recently. And I would just like to say that if you weren't there for them, then you missed it.
You did miss it.
Say that.
There's so much going on in town right now. It's almost...
Manga had a tribal dance here at Little 5 Points Community Center this past weekend.
Yeah.
I missed it, but it sounded awesome and I heard great things. So that was pretty cool. What else did I miss this week? There's bonfire.
So much happened this week. You barely know Where even to start? There was a rally at City Hall just yesterday.
What was the rally?
That was held by Project South, among other members of the coalition. And of course, Cop City remains in the news. Mosaic Atlanta has a wellness hike on the 27th, on the 22nd. That's going to be Sunday. You can just contact Mosaic Atlanta through the website and you can have that. There's also, we talked about that Monday, the 16th rally about Cop City. They've got other stuff going on. They've got a Southern Movement Assembly. This is the 11th one. It's going to be in Arkansas. And they're going to just be getting delegates. They're putting housing together. And they're just talking to people to volunteer and help put the thing together. If you've ever, housed a person from out of town, or if you're in a group that tackles issues like climate and land, or abolition, policing, demilitarization, work, labor, the economy, bodily autonomy, all that stuff.
Is that going to happen again? People find out where they could get involved next time?
The deadline for this is the 26th. And the way to apply is bit.ly, and I'm going to put the link in here. And you'll see, hold on a second here. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll put it in comments, because I know you put your eye on comments a little more than private chat. You should be able to see it. Oh, it being a link, they're being a little goofy with it. All right, private chat it is. If you look in the private chat, you'll be able to see it, and you can paste it in there. But that's how to apply to participate. The struggle for liberation in the global South.
All right, cool.
There's also an Octavia Butler teach-in at Karis Books in town.
This is what already happened, or is this what's happening?
This is on the 24th. This is coming next week.
This is coming. Oh, okay. So we're done with the, in case you missed this segment.
Also another thing that was missed was Sunday, the 8th. Polyed and Resistance Cinema had a screening. Yeah, I know. Be wrong, cool. But we got
we'll get graphics. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's have a look. Let's do a little bit of a sponsor. Sponsor shout out. Do we have any sponsors to shout out?
Yeah, Little 5 Points Business Association. The Little 5 Points Halloween Festival is coming up in just a bit. And it's sponsored by so many of the local small businesses like Abadabba's stuff you can see. We actually at Ghost Coast Video did a voiceover to their Halloween parade from a couple of years ago that's on YouTube. And it was done during the COVID era, and that was a fun experience. It hasn't been published yet, but maybe by next week's episode, which is all about small business, it looks like, maybe we'll have some of that stuff going. But just check out L5PBiz.com, or you can check out Little 5 Points Halloween on Instagram for details on how to be there. It's next month. It's like in 3 weeks. It's coming up real soon. Halloween is approaching. Spooky season.
All right. That sounds good. We're getting ready for Halloween. Okay. Moving on to our next segment. It looks like it is time for another episode of The Creative Drinking Club. Ring a ding a ding a ling a ding dong. Today on The Creative Drinking Club. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. We're working on an exciting new drink today, where we're combining Gatorade and not so fresh strawberries. And the way the drink works, if you take a bite of strawberry.
What is this? What is this?
And you drink some of the Gatorade. And then you mug the camera. And that's how you ruin both strawberries and Gatorade. And that's been this episode of The Creative Drinking Club. You're welcome. Moving on. What do we have next on the roster this week, Mr. Buchanan?
The ATL Radical Book Fair is on the 5th.
Nice.
Of Saturday. It's the Saturday, the 5th of October. And that's going to be pretty great. After that, it'll be about a month from now, and we'll be doing our next show in the Takeover Tuesday after party will be a fundraiser for Gaza. So that Radical Book Fair Gaza fundraiser combo will be pretty good. And in terms of local politics, on the 2nd of October, there's also a Fulton County Commissioners meeting that we're gonna turn up to, and we'll talk about that as things go. That's going to be a couple of Wednesdays from now. So there's so much going on. Wow.
Okay, that sounds fun. We should probably use this opportunity to mention tonight's event, the after party here at the Media Cafe in Little 5 Points is happening. And we're featuring, I think it's still called the People's Jam Sesh. Now, every third Tuesday, we do the People's Jam Sesh, which is essentially a lot of sort of activist-minded performing artists getting together and kind of taking over our Tuesday. So that's how Takeover Tuesdays work. We provide the venue, the space, the slot, the bar, the whole ecosystem. All you have to do is bring in your event, your project, your whatever, your pop-up, and just take over. Just take over the whole thing. And every week we have different features taking over our Tuesday. So that's happening tonight at the Little 5 Point Center. Let me go ahead and get you a smidge more info on this. Yep, that's what I'm gonna go for. Boom. So this is the People's Jam Sesh. Yeah, this is the event tonight, and it is, what do we got here? It's a fundraiser for the Gambia Orphanage, and this is it's going to be starting off around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. It's $15 to get in. If you're a Mixed Deity club member, then log into the website before you go to buy your tickets, because as you can see, my tickets are $9 because I'm a member of the club. And so if you are a club member, that's just an extra perk for you. If you're not a club member, you can talk to us about getting invited to the club if you want. And when I say the club, I mean all of the Mixed Deity clubs, including, but not limited to, the Creative Drinking Club, which of course is a BYOB social club, which explores new cocktails, mocktails, crafts, and exotic libations from around the world. Entry is free with your Mixed Deity membership. It includes open bar access, plus ice cups mixed with special guest hosts weekly. That's what we're working on. And that is tonight at the Little 5 Points Community Center. Go ahead and hop on the internet for your ticket, or you can buy the tickets at the door as well. And if you are a club member, make sure to bring something for the Creative Drinking Club. It's a BYOB open bar, so it's basically a house party bar. You just bring something and you're good to go. Okay, and everything's free. So that's that, and done with that now. Wait. All right. So what's next on the roster here?
I think you should have bits where like people can apply to do scatting for the intro and outro, and like it's a different person every week. It's just yeah.
I don't know if they heard you or not, but
I didn't. I totally didn't hear anything that they said back there. However,
she wants to do a scatting contest for our intro.
Yeah, like every week someone can volunteer to be a different scatter, you know. So like, which it's so funny that it's two meanings. Anyway, like they can sing, you know, like it's a different person every week. That's just like scoop up, pa pa, scat, bam, bam, you know.
Ashamed to be out scatted.
And then like at the end of the month, every month you have the best scatter of the Mixed Deity's best monthly scatter, and they get like one free event ticket or something.
Is this tied to the sex toy business?
Yes, of course, naturally.
All right.
Right, and I was gonna say you got it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another new fun segment here we're going to be introducing to the show where we thoughtfully explore some of the cultural impacts that entities seem to have when they have a little bit too much authority in the world. And so I'd like to introduce you to a new segment that we're trying out called Who's Oppressing Me Now? Okay. And the fun part about this segment is that it can really apply to anybody because it's not about any particular individual type or group. It's just like a global. I'll give you an example. So I found out recently that and this has always been a thing about recycling. Like, oh, you got to recycle and you got to recycle and here's the punchline about recycling. The good feelings that you get about like, I'm gonna put this in the recycle, gonna rinse it off and take off the label, all that shit is being shipped overseas into giant landfills, and they're calling it recycling. Maybe little smidgens here and there get recycled to the point where they get to say that recycling is a real thing. But the reality is that every month, the United States of America ships 45 tons of garbage, plastic waste, and shit to third world countries. And that's it. We just ship it over there and dump it. And then a month later, we ship over another 45 million tons of garbage. So when you buy this, like today, we bought this. And here's the joke. In about, I don't know, week, month, 2 months, something like that, this will be crumpled up in a landfill in Indonesia or in what's the other one? They're going to Thailand, Malaysia, all the ones that can't really defend themselves and really don't have a say in the matter. If they're small enough and poor enough where we can push them around and dump our garbage there, we're literally using the world as a garbage dump. But that's not the part. Like, that's like, okay, we kind of already know that, right? Don't we? We should. This is the part that fucks me up. They did an investigation into the plastics industry from the 1970s, 1980s, early 90s, that whole 80s era. So the plastics are coming up. Everything is getting put in plastics. It's cheaper. It's faster. They can save a lot of money. They can charge more. Everything's being put into plastic, right? But then, of course, there's garbage everywhere because the plastic's just, where's it going to go, right? So then there's an issue. There's the whole 1980s pushback on recycling. We need to recycle. This needs to be recycled. But here's the joke. Do you want to understand the oppressing bullshit about this whole situation? What I found out is that the recycling movement to push back on plastics was actually promoted and crafted and designed by, guess who? The Plastic Coalition. Plastic Coalition. And you know what they did? They said, if we can pretend that plastic is recyclable and fund all of these recycling campaigns and whatnot, then we can keep pumping out plastic. If people think it's not recyclable, then there's a huge pushback. So the plastics industry invented a good portion of the recycling industry, which isn't even a real industry. It's actually a garbage industry. But they presented it as a recycling industry. And here's the fuckery of the whole thing. They lobbied super hard to have plastic recycling logos stamped on all of the stuff, right? And you remember when they were teaching you, like, okay, 1 and 2 are recyclable, but 3 and 4 are something. So the numbers go all the way up to 7 or higher. I don't even know how high all these numbers go up. Only 1 and 2 are recyclable, and they're barely recyclable. Like you can do like maybe 1 cycle or 2, and that's it. And then it's got garbage again. So it's not really recyclable in any meaningful sense. It's not like metal where it can just be recycled indefinitely. No, it's not a mineral. It's plastic. So it can't really be recycled in any meaningful way. But some of them can. Most of them can't. But this is what they did. They said, if people feel like it can be recyclable, that's all that matters. So let's make sure our recycling logo is on all of the non-recyclable products, the plastics that we're putting out there. And then we'll fund an ad campaign to make sure that we guilt trip everybody else into not recycling. Well, you bought the plastic. Well, you've got to recycle it now. But you can't recycle it. And they knew this, and they did this in the 1980s. They planned the whole thing out. They funded huge millions of dollars in campaigns for recycling. Little ads of people saying, well, don't put that plastic there. You got to put it in recycling. See, look, there's a number on it. Follow the number, guy, to recycle your shit. All bullshit. Total, complete bullshit. And the whole point is to shift the blame to the consumer. That was the idea. It doesn't matter that it's not recyclable. It only matters whose fault they think it is. So the industry's plan was to say, fuck it, we'll just gaslight them, pretend that it's recyclable, and then blame them, fund campaigns to blame society for not recycling all of this stuff that clearly has a recycling logo on it, that they had to like go to Congress to force through to get on things that are not recyclable. They don't, as long as the blame is being put on you, then they get away with it. What is it, 2024 now? We're talking 50 fucking years of plastic pumping garbage. Now we're shipping 48 million tons of plastic waste to Malaysia and Thailand. That's the question. You got to look around and say, when things don't make sense, just ask yourself, who's oppressing me now? God. Dedicated to the Plastics Coalition of the United States of Fuckery.
I think that segment will be made hilarious in the editing room. I'll put it like that. there may be a slight fast forward effect.
No, what like an ADHD like.
There might be a slight fast forward effect. There might be some videos superimposed of like a time lapse to get this into 2 minutes or whatever.
I mean, it's supposed to be scripted.
Yeah.
I got a teleprompter.
Yeah, okay.
But I was like, whatever, I'm going to wing it.
All right.
It's 3:30. Did you still want to go to the YMCA today?
Yeah, I have to. I'm going to lose my mind. All right, let's burn through the rest of these. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're half an hour late, but it is, in fact, time for the co-creator incubator. Boobity-boo-ba-ba-bee-boo-ba-ba-doo-bow. Help us help you, you son of a bitch. All right, welcome. And for those of you who don't know, the co-creator incubator is a thingamajig where we do stuff. Okay. And what we do is you basically volunteer to help other people on other projects. And when you do that and the thing is freezing, I don't know what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. Check the video on the website that's going to be built soon. Okay. Moving on. The way it works in its simplest possible format is that you pitch your ideas here on the incubator co-creator. If the ideas make sense, we put them on the discovery board. Once they're on the discovery board, you can pitch them to other people in the community to try to rally some support for your cause. And while you're doing that, you get your co-creator status by volunteering to help out some of the different things going on, help your peers. Once you get your status, you can launch your event. Get a couple of people interested in it, get your points up, boom, and then Mixed Deity will support you and make sure to help you push that project across the finish line. And the way you win the game is by achieving your dreams, basically. That's how the game works. Okay? And the way you play is by helping other people achieve their dreams. It's very simple. It's a positive feedback loop. Okay, but the first step to entering the game is dun, 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 the pitch gauntlet. La, 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 love my new graphics. Yeah. All right, and here at the pitch gauntlet, it's pretty simple. There's 8 questions. 8 pitch questions that you got to answer. And if those answers make sense, then our lovely panelists, today featuring the Brandon and the Amelia, will say that they understand it. And every time they understand your answer to a question, you move on to the next question. If you get all 8 questions understood, all 8 answers understood, then your idea graduates to the discovery board, which is the first phase of the co-creator incubator. And from there, all kinds of exciting things can happen. So today, who's our contestant today? I think I'm going to throw myself in the thing today because, hold on one second. Boop.
I have another.
Oh yeah, that's for tomorrow. Okay, so I have a what's that now?
Hey, do you have is your thing a real thing?
They're all real things.
Well, what is it? What is it?
I don't know. We're gonna find out because we're putting me in the pitch gauntlet. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now. Boom. Which one should we do here? But you need to get on a device so you can vote.
Can I just vote from like?
Yeah. Do you have your mic?
Being an autonomous being, it's over there.
Yeah. So just be an autonomous audio person. It's fine. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So where's I'm doing all this stuff all by myself now.
So many shadows.
You look like the Phantom of the Opera now.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It looked like the Scream.
Here.
I do want you to meme face before you leave. But doing it, just make some meme faces. Yeah.
Okay. Co-creator, incubator, blah. Okay, there we go. Now it's co-creator, incubator. All right. So who's asking the questions? Are you asking the questions, Brandon?
I was doing a little documentarianism, and I also am not the administrator backstage. This is one of the reasons why I attempted to speak to you about this 60 seconds ago. I said I'm doing the pitch gauntlet.
It's like a world away.
I'm not sure.
It's like a world away. Okay,
I have like 10 minutes until I have to
go. Okay.
I just want to make sure that you know, because you're right.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna cut it. I don't really feel like dealing with this right now.
Okay, great.
And I don't have my bell, and there's not enough people here to really do a pitch for anyway. So we're just going to postpone the pitch gauntlet for next week, but stay tuned because shit happens. I guess that's the show. We're pretty much wrapping it up at this point.
Come to tonight's event.
So yeah, in closing, if you want to play the co-creator incubator, go to mixdd.com, click on incubator, click on pitch your idea, and then come on Takeover Tuesday and go through the pitch gauntlet on the co-creator incubator. Make sure we understand what your idea is. If you can explain it well, then you get to go on the discovery board. In the meantime, you can also go to the discovery board and you can see the other people's who have gone through the pitch gauntlet, the other ideas that have been put out there. You can also find gig leads. You can also find information about events coming up. You can also find various types of resources. Once you go to the discovery board, you'll see that it's filtered by sub-community. So you just kind of pick the general community you're interested in, whether it's music or film or activism or whatever. And then everything that we have that sort of relates to that is going to be what pops up when you go to the discovery board. That's pretty much how all that goes. So from there, you can activate volunteer shifts. You can activate projects. You can pretty much everything kind of happens there. Sort of where everything happens. And in the meantime, definitely come out to some of the Creative Drinking Club events. We have one tonight, after party, here at the Little 5 Points Community Center. It's going to be People's Jam Session. It's $15 to get in, $9 if you are a club member. And then, of course, the Creative Drinking Club will be active there as well. So lots of stuff going on. Hope to see you getting involved. And, we're just like anything in life that you want, you just got to build it. A little bit at a time, one step at a time. And consistency and persistency, as I like to call it, is what gets you where you need to be. So we'll see you on the next cycle, next round. Boom. And now I'm going to put on my, see, it's so much better. Yeah, go ahead, scat. All right. And how to mix deity? Well, you can volunteer, you can network, you can collaborate, you can get promoted, you can launch your project. And if you want to know more, just join us. Just join us. And I guess that's about the end of the thingamajig. So we're just gonna. I don't have an end credits sequence. I have to work on that. All right. Well, bada bing, bada boom. We'll see you next time.